A tough afternoon, but the scoreline does reflection to the effort and commitment your boys have put in there, does it?
No, I think we started off the game very well and had quite a lot of chances on their line, and just weren't clinical enough in our play, in our execution, and also with our last play options. And you give too much ball to a good side, and they make you pay at the end. And I think that's what they did, and really got into us through the middle of that half and the first half, and we need to learn a lesson from it. I think we're stuck in there. No one turned it up for us, and we got a lot of knocks as well along the way. So, although it was a valiant effort, I just think we need to play a little bit smarter.
Yeah, in that first half, you had a lot of ball in there, 20. Certainly in the opening half an hour, you just couldn't create that chance.
No, they kept closing us down, and I don't think we put the ball where we needed it to be fair. And then at the end of the set, we didn't finish with a decent kick. I think we got maybe 2 decent kicks in the first half, which is not enough. And you need to create pressure and build pressure on every team. When it's the good sides, you've got to be there and thereabouts, and you've got to build the pressure, but you've also got to defend well. And I thought we were defending well, but gradually we kept letting them get the ball further and further in our half, and it told in the end.
Yeah, looking at the game, then, what positives do you take out of this one?
Well, we live to fight another week. That's a positive. I think we learn a lesson very quickly, because we've played 2 games previous to this, and I thought we got away with a little bit of stuff which we didn't get away with today. So that's a big lesson for us to learn. And we can have a look at each other as players, individuals, and as a group, and see where we need to kick on now. We've played one of the better teams within the league, and we need to move forward and have a look at Halifax's challenge next week.
Yeah, you've got some tough games coming up. You said you took some knocks. How's Mason Thompson?
He's okay now. He got concussed. He wasn't able to come back on, so it put us down to 1 sub with about 20 minutes to go. Then we got a sin bin as well, so again it made it tough. Hopefully Mason will be alright. He'll go through the procedures he has to go through for next week, and hopefully he can put his hand up for next week as well.
Is it more just about taking this on the chin, learning from it, and making sure you improve on it for next time?
Yeah, we weren't good enough in a lot of areas today, and there's not many excuses. We need to be more clinical with the ball. Our last plays have got to be better, and we can't compound errors with penalties as well. I thought our discipline dropped off again this week, so we were good last week, and we need to have a look at ourselves and regroup. And there's a long season ahead, and it's not the end of the season for us, but we've got to take some lessons from this. Yeah,
there are some tough games coming up. I mean, do you learn more in adversity sometimes about your team and what you need to improve on?
Well, that's the biggest test we've had so far, and they were pressuring us throughout. And even in the second half, we didn't just get our kicks right and our last plays right. We kept inviting them back in our half and putting ourselves under pressure. So we need to learn a lesson. We need to learn a lesson from it quickly and regroup and get together as a team and build on the sort of integrity that we've got here as a group of players and take it into the next game.
Whilst it's tough to have this fixture and this run of fixtures early on, is it almost good that you know what the yardstick is in this division now?
I think so, yeah. I know on the opening night, honestly, we got away with a lot against them. We weren't fluent with the ball, and even against Doncaster, I thought we got away with a little bit, which we didn't today. And Halifax and Lee in the next few weeks, they're going to punish our mistakes as well. And if we don't complete and finish sets where we should and make it an arm wrestle, well, you're going to defend in long periods. And it just proves today you can't hold out good sides for long periods.
I was going to ask, psychologically, what did that tie just before half-time do to the team when they were coming into the half-time team talk?
It didn't help. They were pretty out on the feet just before that, and then not sure how the ball came out for them to get a scrum, but it was a dubious decision from where I was looking. And then they got the scrum and scored just before half time, which just makes it a little bit not out of reach, but puts a little bit of doubt in players' minds. And they were very quiet within the change rooms at half time. I thought when we went out again, we didn't field the kick off, and we were under pressure straight away, and they scored again. So they doubled up in both sides of half time, scored tries on us, and it puts you in a real tough position, to get belief that you're going to win the game. The belief is that we need to stick together and not let many more points in. And I thought there was a good effort on that score, but just not smart enough. And I don't think we played as a group well enough.
No, because to me the first 10 or 15 minutes after half time it looked as though it took a long time for the team to sort of get their heads up and get back into the game a little bit mentally, and there were a lot of shaking of heads going on after putting kicks through and things like that, and it did look as though those 2 quick tries and they really got their heads down.
Yeah, it's a new group and it's a young group, and there's a lot of stuff to work on, and some of that's been sort of behind on the scoreboard and having to fight your way and claw your way back into games, and I'm not sure you do that by kicking the ball out and getting it 20-metre taps every time we do that. So there's a little bit of game management we need to work on. We've got some older heads in the team who need to put their hands up and move the team around a little bit more and take more responsibility, I think, because we've got some great enthusiasm within the group. We've got an abundance of energy, but it didn't look like that at times, and it looked disorganised, which we need to fix up very quickly.
And Thomas Minns was it a recurrence of his arm injury that happened to him in the second half? Yeah,
he got a knock on his thumb again, so he was in a lot of pain, so we had to bring him off and shuffled the team around again, which we've got players who can play in those positions, but it just makes your options and cuts your substitutions down, especially when we had 10-15 minutes to go and we only had 1 sub left, with the concussion rule not being able to come back on. So it did put us under pressure, and I thought the guys who stayed out there had a real dig for us, and even though we didn't play smart, there's plenty of enthusiasm and desire. We just need to work on the rest.